When people hear the name Palmer, they think of controversy, dominance, and dancehall power. They think of Vibes Kartel, the world boss. But behind the headlines, behind the music, and behind the empire, there is a daughter who chose a very different path. Her name is Adianna Palmer. She is not loud. She is not chasing fame. She is not building a career off controversy. Yet, her story is one of strength, discipline, and quiet resilience, shaped by growing up as the daughter of the most talked-about artist in dancehall history. This is the story of Adianna Palmer, her upbringing, education, relationships, and the powerful bond she shares with her parents. Kindly subscribe as we dive in. Growing up, a Palmer, born into attention, raised in protection. Adianna Palmer was born into a name that already carried weight. By the time she was old enough to understand the world around her, her father, Adidja Azim Palmer, Vibes Kartel, was already a dominant force in Jamaican music and culture. But contrary to what many assume, Adianna did not grow up surrounded by chaos. She grew up surrounded by protection. Kartel has always been deliberate about shielding his daughters from public scrutiny. While his sons were encouraged to explore music and the public arena, his daughters, especially Adianna, were raised with boundaries. School came first. Privacy mattered. Normalcy was prioritized. Even at the height of Kartel's fame, Adianna's childhood was kept intentionally low-key. No forced appearances, no media exposure, no industry pressure. She was allowed to grow as a child, not as a brand. Education. Discipline over distraction. Education has always been central to Adianna Palmer's upbringing. While exact institutions have never been publicly disclosed, by design, it is well established within Kartel's circle that schooling was non-negotiable for his daughters. Kartel himself has spoken repeatedly about education being power, often emphasizing that fame is temporary, but knowledge is permanent. Adianna was raised with structure, regular schooling, strong academic expectations, guidance away from street influence, emphasis on self-respect and independence. Even during Kartel's incarceration from 2011 to 2024, education remained a pillar of her life. Letters, prison visits, and conversations reinforced discipline and long-term thinking. Unlike many celebrity children, Adianna was not rushed into adulthood or pushed into the entertainment industry. She was allowed to learn who she was first. Life during her father's incarceration. One of the most defining periods of Adianna Palmer's life was her father's imprisonment. For over a decade, she grew up visiting her father behind prison walls. That experience matures a child quickly. While many children see their fathers every morning at breakfast, Adianna learned to treasure letters, scheduled visits, phone calls, emotional presence instead of physical presence. Kartel remained deeply involved in her life despite incarceration, advising her, encouraging her, and emotionally supporting her growth. Those years created a bond rooted in communication and trust, not just proximity. When Kartel finally walked free in 2024, the reunion was not just emotional, it was symbolic. It marked the return of a father who never truly left. Her bond with Vibes. Kartel, a protective father, a loved daughter. Adianna holds a special place in Kartel's heart. He has always spoken of his daughters with a softness rarely heard in his music persona. When Kartel talks about Adianna, his tone changes. She is not just his child, she is his princess. Kartel has openly admitted that he is extremely protective of his daughters, especially when it comes to public exposure and relationships. Unlike his sons, who share stages with him, Adianna's relationship with her father is more personal and private. Father-daughter outings, quiet celebrations, support without spectacle. After his release, Kartel has been seen spending quality time with her. No cameras, no headlines, just presence. Her mother and female guidance. While Kartel's influence is undeniable, Adianna was also raised under strong maternal guidance. Her mother ensured stability, routine, and emotional grounding during Kartel's absence. This balance between a powerful father figure and a grounded maternal presence shaped Adianna into a composed, thoughtful young woman. She learned independence early. She learned discretion. She learned how to live with a famous surname without being consumed by it. Relationships and dating life. Privacy by choice. One of the most searched questions about Adianna Palmer is about her relationships, and the answer is simple, but powerful. Adianna Palmer keeps her romantic life private. There are no confirmed public partners, no social media-driven relationships, no public scandals or gossip. This is not accidental. Kartel has always emphasized that his daughters' personal lives are not public entertainment. Any relationships Adianna may have are handled away from cameras and commentary. In an era where celebrity children often monetize their relationships, Adianna chose dignity over exposure. And that choice speaks volumes. Lifestyle. Low-key, elegant, and intentional. Adianna Palmer lives comfortably, but not extravagantly. She enjoys the benefits of her father's success without flaunting it. No loud luxury, no attention-seeking behavior. Her lifestyle reflects confidence without arrogance, comfort without excess, presence without performance. She attends family events, supports her siblings quietly, and remains largely off social media compared to her famous brothers. In many ways, Adianna represents the counter-narrative to celebrity culture. Her relationship with her siblings. Adianna shares a strong bond with her brothers, Little Vibes, Little Addy, and her younger siblings. While they dominate stages and charts, she remains their grounding presence. Family insiders often describe her as calm, observant, supportive, emotionally intelligent. She doesn't compete for attention. She anchors the family emotionally. Who is Adianna Palmer really? She is not a performer. She is not chasing fame. She is not defined by controversy. Adianna Palmer is the product of intentional parenting, strong values, discipline, privacy in a loud world. She carries the Palmer name, but she carries it quietly, a different kind of legacy. Not every legacy is built on microphones and stages. Some are built on character. Adianna Palmer represents the side of Vybz Kartel's legacy that doesn't scream for attention, but commands respect. She is proof that even in the middle of chaos, stability can exist, that even in fame, privacy can survive, and that sometimes the most powerful stories are the ones told softly. If you enjoyed this deeper look into the life of Adianna Palmer, like the video, subscribe for more untold stories, and tell us in the comments, do you respect how the Palmer daughters have chosen privacy over fame? Thanks for watching.